Just like tap 3 times and you need to fucking bail out. But
They're just
right. So, yeah. Anywho, if you want to start off with the introductions, we'll kick this shit off.
I'll go last if anybody wants to go.
Fucking no, Ronan. Start with Ronan.
Oh, what's up? Sorry.
You fucking do a little introduction.
Oh, okay. So I am Captain Ronan. I am in charge of MSOT 8211 within 2nd Marine Raider Battalion.
Smoke.
We'll come back to Smoke. I don't think he's here.
We had a good thing going, Smoke. You fucker.
God damn it. Wait, who else would we got?
13.
Yeah, 13.
Is he still? Yeah, I'm not sure if he's. He might be still making lift that burrito.
Making a burrito. Damn, A13, you not trying to share either? That's crazy.
Dude's going to town on a burrito. Man was hungry. I told
Cut it
him.
in half. Cut it in half. Send it over here, bro.
Alpha, reintroduce yourself because this is like your second or third time on this stream.
Oh, this is the 4th time I've been on this.
Oh fuck.
So my name is Major Alpha. I am the CO for Fox Company's 2nd Marine Raider Battalion. And yeah.
What was your last unit that you were on here? Was it the Fog group or something?
Yeah, it was Fog. That's when I was running Fog.
Because
13 just texted me. Yeah, he said he had to go out because he had a medical run with the fire department.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'll introduce him though. It's okay. 13 is the unit's first sergeant. He's my 3IC. My XO was not able to be here tonight, so I was kind of hoping that 13 would be able to speak, but he had a medical thing, so it's okay.
Right. So what happened?
It's good for people here.
I gotta ask, what happened with Fog?
Oh, same thing that most small units have the problem with. Nobody really getting on for anything. The last night, the night that I shut down Fog, we were supposed to have another campaign op, but the only people that got on was my wife, and Ghost. Those are the only 3 that got on that night. So I was like, yeah, no, I'm done with this. So I ended up just shutting it down.
Oh,
And from there, I went on to be part of, like, I think 3 other Milsim units before I started this up.
why a Marine unit?
Marine unit is where I got my start in Reforger. I started in a unit called 9th Battalion Dagger Company, which you guys should know very well.
Yep.
Yeah, that was my first introduction to.
Yeah, that was your first time on the stream, actually.
Yeah, that's when I was running the MARSOC detachment over there for them. That was my first introduction to Milsim units within Armor Forgers, so I've always had a soft spot for Marines, especially with my family having a history of having Marines in them. So, yeah, I've always just kind of wanted to start up a Marine Raider unit. I've had a very, very long infatuation with the Raiders ever since I found out that they got opened. I don't remember how long ago they got brought to the Marines. That's more of a Ronin question because he was a Marine, but
Yeah, they got opened up a while back, and I believe there's now like it
2006.
and where?
I thought it was like
So
20. I don't really
no,
remember.
so MARSOC was created IRL in the Marine Corps in 2006. Prior to that, it was called Det One, which is a four-con unit. And Det One became MARSOC. SOCOM was pushing for a Marine Special Operations unit. So the Commandant of the Marine Corps at the time answered the call and created MARSOC out of Det One.
Yeah, now there's like talk about shutting the Raiders down again. It's like fucking just you're wasting money closing it down. It's like what's up? You're making it just
They,
fuck. I can't even speak right now.
so they actually just recently retired the SOX D, which is the Special Operations Capable Dog Handlers. So all those dog handlers are prior military police dog handlers. Um, but
Really, I didn't know that.
they just actually retired earlier. I want to say this year or end of last year. Just retired the last Sox D dog out of Marsoc.
Damn, I didn't know that. I thought they
Fuck.
still had the dog handlers in Marsoc. Huh, that's something new.
I don't know if it's a Sox D or if they're not including the Sox D anymore. But I know that they got rid of the Sox D or something along the lines of that. I forget the exact thing that they did, but they did get rid of something here recently within Marsoc.
Well, shit. So going to your unit, what games are you like working on?
So we are working on trying to fill the MSOTs or assault teams, depending on what you want to
No,
call
no,
them.
no. I mean, like, are you guys working on like Battlefield, or are you guys working on Reforger, or just straight up Arma?
Oh, just armor forger.
It's like, for can you explain how that goes or how that works for folks that might be watching either now or later? Like, say someone watching this out of and as background music, and they just have they're thinking about potentially starting up their unit. How, like, can you go through the work process of that?
So, a little bit of piece of advice that I was given by a guy that I'm really close friends with from a different unit, and his unit's pretty big. I asked him how he was able to get his unit to that size. Um, Piece of advice he gave me, which I still hold on to, is keep the unit small starting out. Don't overwork yourself. Like, for example, our unit's at a company size at the moment. It's not the full Raider Battalion. That's why the name of it's Fox Company 2nd Marine Raider Battalion. We're starting out small and we're going to build up. The goal at the end of the day is to get up to a battalion size. I'm not going to get any further past the battalion size, but the way to start out with it is keep it small, keep the ranks small, keep the jobs small. Don't open up a whole bunch of detachments if you don't have the numbers for it, and be prepared to hit a whole lot more failure than success. I've learned that a lot in my Milsim experience. There's a lot more failure than there is success, but when there is success, it's definitely a bonus. I'm not even gonna lie. Whenever you go through the failures that you go through trying to start up a unit and get it running and getting it to the size and capability that you want it, it's going to be a lot of people joining, people leaving, people not liking it. It's really just you got to stick it out and not really um fuck what's the word don't really like be so easy to abandon the server that you try to start.
It's like,
I made that mistake
like
with Frog. I should
so,
have just kept it open and kept building it, but
right.
yeah.
Right. So, like, you start small, like, at what point would you make that transition from company to battalion? Like what would be that number goal? Because you gotta have active players, but you're also gonna have people that are kind of active, but they have their own things. So like obviously like be a reserve component. Um,
Yeah. So what the goal with it is when it comes to getting to the battalion size, I don't exactly know how many companies are in a Raider battalion. That's mostly a Ronin question. But I want to get to the point to where I have the active numbers to be able to fill those slots to be able to get it to a battalion size.
right. So what like
Also, Ronin can
go
kind
ahead.
of fill you in a little bit on the size of a Raider battalion as far as the companies go. I'm not fully 100% sure about what that size level is.
If you want to, yeah.
So the biggest thing right now, as I said, that we're working on is just getting MSOTs filled, right? So right now we only have the one MSOT open. Um, so we're basically building off of that, and using that to our advantage. Obviously, we're not trying to overdo ourselves. Yes, we do have an air wing right now as well that's going to be working with us. That will be flying the assault teams, the MSOT, which are you got two elements within inside an MSOT, and then you have your headquarters. So you have your team leader, you have your team chief, you have your operations sergeant, you have your assistant operations sergeant, and then you have your first element, which you have your element leader, and then you have four guys under him, and then you have another element leader, four guys under him. So we also have second reconnaissance right now. They're going to be our SNOT platoon.
They're what platoon?
SNOT. So they're basically a sniper unit.
Yeah, I
Do
heard snot.
reconnaissance
And
for
maybe
us.
I had to double back once I heard snot platoon. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yep. So it's a sniper unit that is going to be doing reconnaissance for our assault teams prior to operating on any mission that we go on.
So pretty much like your scouts.
Correct. From there, we're just gonna keep on opening up MSOS until we get to our goal that we want to be at. Right now, I want to kind of. I talked to Alpha about it. What we want to do is get a company level, and then hold there for a little bit, and then move on to a second company, and then a third company, and then a fourth company. That's kind of the plan with us right now. So
Like how many exactly? How many companies would you be planning on
uh
making if you guys were to build up?
so if we can, I want to try to get four companies at least.
What do you?
That's a lot of people.
Right.
'Cause you have your company commander, and then you have your company XO, and you have your company first sergeant, and then obviously you have all of your MSOTs. So that's a lot of people.
No,
We're very
would each
far from that.
company have their own air wing?
No, so it'd just be one singular air wing. Um, Pilots obviously are very scarce right now with inside our unit. Our CO for aviation actually is not here currently. He had some personal stuff going on today. Um, so he would be able to go more in depth in that aviation aspect. I don't really deal with that. I'm just in charge of the MSOT and
Is
trying to build that up.
Is the aviation is it an Army Air Wing or a Marine Air Wing? Because I know a lot of these special like SF high speed units want to use uh, the most notorious air group, which is 160th SOAR. Is it the same for you guys, or is it kind of different?
It's kind of different. So, um, our air wing is called the 53rd. Um, I don't know where Alpha or anybody came up with that. But 160th I feel is overused. If I wanted to do an air wing, I would want to do
Do a
because
different like do one of the other ones because it's like everyone and their mother wants to be high speed, and at the same time they want
yep.
this unit that's notorious. Like you have other units. There are probably other fucking Helo units that do the same shit, but no one really talks about them.
I would love to have just a regular Marine air wing.
Yeah, I mean, hell, no one talks about the fucking. I know it's kind of fucked up. It might be fucked up to mention, but like that. Um, what was that? Fucking is that one army unit, army helicopter unit that utilized a Chinook that had like a bunch. What was it? Like a bunch of SEALs and Rangers that got shot down. Like no one
Talking
even
about
knows.
Extortion 17.
Yeah, that.
So Extortion 17, I believe, was a Night Stalker
Was it?
aircraft. So I believe so.
Oh,
Um, like I said, I would prefer to do a Marine Air Wing. My personal opinion, the Marines are the greatest branch. Obviously, I'm biased, being
I'm gonna
prior
get a
service.
comment in a fucking video. I'm
Um,
getting comments like,
but
actually,
um, I don't know the whole history behind extortion. Um,
I could have sworn it was
I
just
was
a
never
regular
really
army
I
Chinook.
never really researched it as much as a lot of other people have. But I would prefer to do a Marine Air Wing over anything else because,
Right.
once again, I'm biased. Um, but any aviation unit is amazing. They fly into hostile situations every day. So,
The, though, fuck, what aircraft do you guys operate?
so right now we're operating the Huey. Um, our aviation CO does not want Little Birds, Black Hawks. He wants Marine Corps aircraft.
So you got
We're
their
actually,
Venoms and Vipers.
yep, we're actually in the middle of adding back the Osprey into our server. Um,
Oh, yeah,
so,
that's right. You guys the Marines are starting to use that shit.
so we're gonna be adding the Osprey into our server back. So we used to have it in there, and then it was taken out. The mod got a little glitchy with some of the mechanics of the Osprey, but from what we've heard, it's fixed. So we're gonna be using that Osprey, utilizing it as much as possible from here on out.
Now, for like talking about air assets, what are God damn what the fuck? Like, what about ground assets? What do you guys utilize for that?
So we have JLTVs, um, we have Humvees, we have civilian vehicles if we're going indige, which is basically plain clothes, kind of civvy looking.
So probably
Um,
your Toyota Hiluxes and shit.
yep. So, and then here with this next deployment that we got coming up, we have the 111 joining us, which is an armored unit.
Oh,
So we
nice.
have their
Yeah,
assets into the server as well. So
yeah, we actually interviewed them not too long ago actually. Um, oh, I don't want to push. I believe it's Fat Lightning's unit because I want. I'm saying it like that because I know like there's two or three other different lightnings I know.
Yep.
So if I say one, it's like, oh no, he's not running. I am. Oh.
But yeah, no. So we got them coming in, and then we also have a. It's called Jaguar Company. It is based off of Marsoc, so they're kind of similar to us. So I think this next upcoming deployment is going to be very interesting with
Wait,
how
so
everything works out.
wait, so they're called Jaguar Company?
I believe so.
Yeah, they are a fictional unit based off of the Marine Raiders. So they're called Jaguar. Oh, Jaguar Raider Battalion is what they're called.
Huh?
It's kind of
Yeah,
it's kind of it's kind of off as far as like the name goes. However, I do know those guys very well. I know the CO pretty well. They are really fucking good at what they do. So they can have any fucking name in the world they want. I don't really care.
right.
They are good at what they do.
Yeah, I was gonna say like
To Ronan
you don't hear too many like
to
fictional
Ronan's
names.
point, we are going to be having. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry.
So you don't like it's rare. I'll be honest. People don't realize they could do this, but it's rare for us to hear about folks that have a running unit that's you look at it, it's like okay, the unit's fictional, like the Ninth Battalion. That's obviously fictional. Like so that was actually the first time we heard somebody go that route, with the exception of random like PMC groups.
Yeah, you don't really see a whole bunch of like fictional, conventional or SF units in Reforger. I've noticed it because I've been around Reforger for a long time now.
Yeah,
So I've I've been around. I've looked around. I've been in a lot of other units discords. Like I could shit. I think I'm in like 20 something fucking discords just for Reforger. Um, so you don't really see a whole lot of fictional units other than PMCs, like you said. So it's kind of nice whenever I do see a fictional unit because people are putting their own spin on realistic units.
right. We used to see we saw him first pop up back in BF4. Ronan, I think you were around for this shit.
Probably. I was on BF4 for a very long time.
What was it? Who's it? We interviewed this guy, A Archer. Cannot for the life of me remember what his PMC was. Is your G4S, GRS, or something to start with a G.
Was it? I think it
G
was GTS. I think it
GTS or
was something. I
JHS or
think it
some
was
shit.
some. I think it was something tactical solutions or some shit like that. If I'm not mistaken, but I do remember who you're talking
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's off doing his own thing. But like, we had like he popped up, and the community was kind of apprehensive because they looked at it as wanting they're wanting to do PMC, so it's just so they can be not have to follow any of the cemented kits at the time and use whatever fucking weapons we got. Which, contrary, we if we had Nem here, and I'm pretty sure like Havoc would back to us like they like PMCs have their own kit list and shit. Like they don't just use whatever fucking shit they have me. I mean, I'm sure they're trained to use whatever. They could go from like an M4 to AK to fucking Galil or a FAMAS and whatever the dog shit the Chinese use. but like they're trained to do it, but like they have their own loadouts, they have their own ammo, all that shit. But I don't know. So next question I have is like when you guys do your deployments and shit, how much preparation, how much time do you take to work on this, like from idea to conception to execution?
So, um, on the admin side of things, the way that we have it set up right now is depending on how long our deployment is going to be, is how long that we will prepare ahead of time before. So, with this deployment that we are about to start here next Saturday, we have been training for 3 weeks, and this coming up week is going to be deployment build-up week. So this is where we're going to have a whole bunch of joint trainings with the 111th, Task Force Spartan, and Jaguar. So
So those should be like
the way that I
your
kind of have
training
it,
house leading up to it.
yeah, exactly. We have
Just
training cycles and we have deployment cycles. This is a new thing that I'm doing, which beforehand it was train during the week, campaign ops on Saturdays. The way I'm doing this allows us to be able to get as much training in as possible and get our guys as squared away as possible before we step off and start doing ops and um, other shit other than training. I've seen it done in a lot of other units, mostly bigger units like the 82nd or the 75th. Although I have my reservations about some of the bigger units, they're big for a reason and their system works. So what I'm doing is I'm adjusting the way that I used to do things, and now I'm going to start doing deployment cycles and training cycles. And eventually, as we grow, the training cycles will start getting longer, and instead of being a few weeks, it's going to be a month or two. And for deployments, as we grow, the deployments are going to get bigger. So instead of a deployment lasting a few weeks, it's going to last a month or 2 months, depending on how long that our guys drag it out for. Because the way that I have my deployments set up is everything that every decision everybody makes on the ground level during the deployment ops matters for every single op moving forward. So in that sense, the way that we're doing it is, for example, if a guy fucks up and shoots a hostage, and they happen to be an informant, we would no longer have that information to obtain that information in a more difficult way. Now, that more difficult way could be you got to attack a very heavily enemy controlled area, or you have to find another informant that might have the same information. I'm also introducing a supply system that I have not really seen done in Milsim units. So instead of them having to have GM spawn in the supplies and shit for them at the base, they have to have them flown in or drove in. And they have to build up their own fortifications. They have to do all this. So we're really going to start putting in more of the
so
reforger mechanics the way that they're supposed to be. And I'm actually kind of excited to see how that's how that's going to work during the deployments moving forward.
could pretty much just do it like a little more realistically, because what the like compared to other big units, they'll do. Oh, you need this? Stand by. And it instantly spawns like, oh, there it goes, magically appears and shit.
Exactly. That's not how we're doing with this. If somebody asks a GM during the deployment op, hey, can you spawn this down because it? Yes, the GM is probably just going. No, the GM is going to tell them, no, you lost it. You're going to have to find another one, or get another one spawned in after you get the supplies.
So they say bird goes down, uh, what like would they have to bring in supplies to fix it, or just bring in supplies just to get another one going?
That really depends on the mission set and the terrain situation. So, for example, the other night we had an FTX that we were running. Um, this is before Ronan joined us. We had an FTX that we were running, and the pilot ended up getting shot, and the helicopter floated down to the ground and crash landed. We had to go and secure the site and prep it for a blow in place. For that situation, it would not have been ideal to get supplies over there to fix it because of the location it was in. So we're pretty much leaving it up to the discretion of ground team on what they want to do, whether it be repair vehicles or just do a blow in place and then call base for supplies to get more brought to the fob so they can spawn in another one.
Right. All right. So what can you tell us about this upcoming deployment?
Um, well, I don't really want to disclose too much, but I will give a little bit of a summary of what we're going to be doing. So, with this deployment that's coming up, it's going to be what some of the guys that are in here know as a trip through memory lane. So, a lot of the guys that are in here came from the ninth. They've been with me in almost every single unit since the ninth. Smoke and A13 have been with me since the ninth. So with this Raider unit being opened, I am going to be doing a trip down memory lane. So we're going to be doing every single map that we did in the ninth after the Raiders were open on the ninth side. So with this deployment, we're starting on Worthy Islands.
Where's the island?
We
Oh,
are going to be. What's up? What'd you say?
no, it's been a long ass time since I played on fucking Worthy Islands.
It's been a long time since I've played on it too. This is a very surreal experience. But with this deployment, we're going to be chasing a known quote unquote known terrorist named Victor Soran. I probably butchered the shit out of that name, but um, we are going to be doing a lot of direct action stuff as far as destabilizing the terrorist group that's in the area.
The fuck was that?
This deployment is actually going to carry over into several. And like I said, I don't want to reveal too much because I'm going to be posting a lot of videos and shit like that. But
wait, is it gonna be like fucking how what the fuck are they? Blackheart Group, or what they call that? Black Mountain Group, or some shit like that. They would, for their deployments, they would make like these little trailers and whatnot. Are you gonna do something like that?
funny enough, we actually have like a lore type of category
That's what they
for.
did. That's the trailers they do. Like they do. One of the ones I'll be honest. The one they did was it was a Johnny Cash song. That it looked. You watch it. It was that if you seen Dawn of the Dead, like the '04 one, you would
Yeah,
know
I've
what the
seen it.
fuck. Like it was that same fucking song from that, and the way that the trailer played out was like. So it was like what Marines versus zombies, and of course it goes like you see the terrorist shit going on. I was like, okay, it's not Marines, it's zombies. It's fucking Marines versus terrorists. So you talking like that kind of hype?
Kind of. Yeah. So, just recently I made for all intents and purposes, a fake.
There's 13.
I made a fake news report from Worthy News Network. And it has a whole bunch of footage and editing done to where it looks like an actual news report going over the damage that the terrorists are causing on the civilian populace. It shows a whole bunch of body bags and executed civilians and the PLF holding up civilians at checkpoints and them destroying cars and burning buildings and shit like that.
We should get that guy that does that. It's not the actual guy from the Clone Wars that does like the each start of each episode. He goes, "This is what happens around the galaxy" or some shit like that. But there's a guy on social media that does like an imitation of him. If you manage to get him to do like the voice of like the news anchor, oh, that'd be funny as hell.
I can send you the news report video and have you take a little look at it if you want it.
Yeah, I'll take a gander at it. So of course we got kind of have to cut this short due to work tomorrow. But is there anything else you want to tell folks about 2MRB?
A little bit, mostly where they can find us. So we post in the Armor Forger the Arma Discord and the Milsim Units Discord. I do posts in there every 6 hours, give or take, maybe a little bit longer. They can also find us on Instagram if they really want to, and kind of keep up with our deployments, and if they want to join the links in there. The Instagram itself just kind of has a whole bunch of. It's going to have a whole bunch of clips and lore videos and deployment broadcast photos and shit like that.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. When we get the news report, shit, Alpha, you want to like? Would you want us to post it just to give everyone a glimpse of what's going on?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to.
All right, stand by, I guess. So, folks, we had like an influx of people, but they ended up bouncing. But, I mean, folks who are watching this, either on Twitch or YouTube later, we appreciate taking time out of your days, gentlemen. I know you guys want to have uh, an easy Sunday, but I mean, we appreciate you guys taking time out of your Sunday evenings to talk with us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I would have been here, but I had an emergency call I had to run to.
I honestly thought you were still making love to that burrito.
No,
You were
I'm on the fire
fucking.
department, so
Oh yeah, I got that much. Like you were really going in on that fucking thing.
it tasted good. I didn't even get to finish it.
You didn't get to finish it.
It's cold now.
Well, shit, you give me waking up in the morning, fucking. I get one of those damn egg Dormer's breakfast burritos from Burger King, man. That's all I need for today.
I usually get Chick-fil-A breakfast burrito on my way to work.
Wait, Chick-fil-A makes breakfast burritos?
Oh yeah, they're
Apparently,
fucking
I didn't
awesome.
know that.
I never had one.
Yeah, they're called like the Scrambler or whatever they're called. They're fucking amazing.
It was like scrambled egg, sausage, bacon, and hash browns.
Yep.
Boy, I know what I'm going before work tomorrow. You got your ass got my ass hungry. But anyway, folks, y'all take it easy and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you